Hey, you guys, this is Steven, and I want to talk with you about the topic of Spanish accents and the prestige that accompanies them. And what I mean by that is, you know how, if you speak English, you know how the British or the Britannic accent, the British accent, is kind of looked at as very prestigious and classy and more so, not that it's better, but maybe more desirable than other accents. Well, I want to take a look at Spanish accents and see how prestige um, kind of affects people when it comes to Spanish teachers. And usually, I read an article, and let me see. In the article, it said, in the article, it spoke about how there is sort of a hierarchy when it comes to Spanish teachers and Spanish language departments, or just in language departments in general, where it's sort of like, okay, the Spanish teachers who are native speakers and they're from Spain, they are at the top of the hierarchy. And people, well, Spanish teachers who are native speakers from the Caribbean area are on the lowest um, part of the hierarchy. And basically, it's kind of like saying that certain accents are more prestigious than others. And the way that the article sort of breaks it down is that basically, the more, you know, European the country is, the more prestigious the accent is. And unfortunately, that is true. Um, in Spain, obviously, that accent's going to be very prestigious. And also accents like from Argentina, Chile, Uruguay. And they said that accents where the population is more ethnic are not as prestigious. So the person or the people or the group of people who wrote the article pointed out Mexico and Peru, where the population is more mixed versus Caucasian or European. But unfortunately, that does seem to be the case a lot of times. However, I will say that in certain levels, the accent doesn't really matter at all because you're just like the students don't really know the difference between an accent, the difference between accents at all because they're just so fresh. They can't really say whether this is good or bad or whatever. Um, but yeah, I believe that's sort of terrible, but unfortunately, that is the reality of the situation. Um, People kind of view certain dialects of Spanish, as well as other languages too, as sort of inferior to other dialects and accents. You know, for example, like people view Canadian French or French from Quebec as inferior to French from France. Um, but overall, I feel that, like me personally, I would like to have a variety of Spanish teachers from many different countries. I would like to have a Spanish teacher from Spain because I've never had a Spanish teacher from Spain. Um, I would like to have a Spanish teacher from Equatorial Guinea, Guinea as well as a Spanish teacher from Argentina. Um, I've had Spanish teachers who were native speakers and non-native speakers, and the native speakers typically came from a lot of times Puerto Rico. Um, You know, for some reason, I guess a lot of Puerto Ricans are in the area. I don't think so, but I seem to get a few Puerto Rican teachers. You know, my first Spanish teacher was Puerto Rican. So I guess, you know, to an extent, that's kind of like where it all started. Um, but I'm babbling. To make a long story short, what do you feel about accents and their levels of prestigiousness? Do you think that it's correct that it should be like this? Should language departments operate where more prestigious accents are given more jobs and more opportunities to advance in the department than less prestigious accents, or people with less prestigious accents? What are your thoughts and takes on the situation? Please leave me your comments and your criticisms inside of the comments section. And thank you very much for watching this video, and talk with you soon.